is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. One day was not long enough for the jury in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial to come to a verdict.
Yeah, they went home after more than 8 hours of deliberation and will return tomorrow morning at 9 to continue. Well, the day started with the defendant himself picking which jurors who will choose his fate, randomly drawing them from a bin. The now 18-year-old could get life in prison if convicted of the most serious charge, but the jury could also consider lesser offenses. Our Eric Franke was in Kenosha today with what he saw outside the courthouse.
Day one of deliberations in the books in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Judge Bruce Schrader polling those 12 jurors tonight about 6 o'clock Central Time. They decided they wanted to go home and then reconvene on Wednesday morning to continue deliberations in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. The gathering on the courthouse steps here was fairly minimal, not growing to more than 50, relatively peaceful. There was an exchange between both sides at various times, but for the most part, very peaceful here in Kenosha County. Authorities, they made their presence felt, mostly municipal officers and county deputies as well. And of course, the governor mobilizing some 500 guard troops. They're staging just outside the city limits in case their services are needed. Now, speaking to some Kenoshans, they are a little bit concerned about how this may unfold when and if there is a verdict. One woman we spoke to from California said she moved to Wisconsin hoping she wouldn't have to deal with the things she dealt with living in Southern California during the Rodney King verdict back in the 1990s. So there is some anxiety both from business owners and residents in what may happen if and when there is a verdict. And we'll bring you the very latest when it happens. Again, that jury deciding to reconvene on Wednesday morning. In Kenosha, just outside the county courthouse, Eric Franke, News 3 Now.
Well, as Eric just mentioned, around 500 National Guard troops are ready to respond to Kenosha should they be called in for help. They were spotted staging in Waukesha County today, which is 60 miles away from the city. When asked why there, Major Joseph Travado said, quote, "Our staging locations are chosen for a wide variety of reasons, ranging from distance, response time, access to major travel arteries, capacity to handle the number of troops mobilized, and more." We've been hearing from defense attorney Jessa Nicholson, who worked briefly on the Rittenhouse case early on throughout this trial. Given the fact it went on for about 2 weeks, she says the jury may not be done going through everything until tomorrow or even Thursday. As for which side did a better job making its case, she says the prosecution had a solid finish.
Overall, my impression was that Binger's closing argument was the strongest. I thought that Mark Richards had some very good points. I had some issues with the narrative structure of his closing. I think it could have been structured differently to make more of an impact. And I didn't feel that the rebuttal moved the needle very much either way.
Nicholson usually estimates deliberations to take 1 hour per every day of the trial and says we could be in for at least 15 to 20 hours in this case, so a couple of more days.
Well, tonight we're learning Rittenhouse's mother is asking for donations to help fund her son's legal expenses. According to CNN, Wendy Rittenhouse made the appeal in an email and estimated Kyle's legal costs for this month of November will amount to more than $100,000. And as we wait for the verdict, we have continuing coverage from throughout the trial. Courtroom explainers, detailed reports, reaction, and testimony, all posted online at channel3000.com. While we wait to see if any protests come from the Rittenhouse verdict, Madison is analyzing how it handled the George Floyd protests last year.
Brad Hamilton has more on how police are hoping to improve how they respond to any protests in the future.
An assessment led by the University of Pennsylvania was released today. Its focus, how Madison police handled the George Floyd protests.
Unprepared, I would view as a statement of fact rather than a criticism. I think it would be very difficult, and we certainly saw in cities across the country protests that escalated to violence for which the departments we're sort of not expecting.
The assessment noted 69 recommendations on how the department should reform moving forward, all of which MPD Chief Sean Barnes, who was not with the department at the time of these protests, says will be implemented.
I'm still a trained police officer, and so obviously I have the opportunity to review the documents just like everyone else, and I certainly agree with them.
The synopsis is more than 100 pages long, but there were 3 key takeaways. First, investigators investigators believe a less is more approach is needed moving forward, believing the large visual presence of officers during the protests added fuel to the fire for instigators. Second, better communication is needed from MPD before, during, and after these protests. And third, better use of de-escalation tactics, only using force when absolutely necessary.
The two police departments that I've been involved in, some of the same recommendations will be applicable. The only difference is those police departments did not reach out to the Control Center. The Madison Police Department did.
As far as what went well, according to the investigators, they believe MPD has a history of trying to protect the community's First Amendment right to protest. They also gave credit to Madison Police's involvement throughout the review.
We are the most visible form of government, and we're that form of government that has the ability to take away your freedom and in some cases take away your life. And people are frustrated by that.
Reporting in Madison, Brett Hamilton, News 3 Now.
Chief Barnes says he is committed to establishing and improving relationships with community leaders so that they can effectively share messages with crowds.
Let's get a look at our certified most accurate forecast now with meteorologist Dana Fulton. Dana?
It's a little chilly on the patio still, but our breeze thankfully has died down just a little bit after quite a windy afternoon. Overall today, a little more cloud coverage than sunshine, especially this afternoon. And that cloud coverage hanging out with us overnight, especially again southeast of Madison. 47 the high for today. Overnight lows in the low 20s. We won't drop quite as much tonight because of that cloud coverage overhead and the breeze coming in from the south. Right now, wind speeds generally close to about 10 miles per hour, but we saw wind gusts earlier today really climbing closer to about 30 miles per hour for much of the area. Compared to this time yesterday, temperatures in a much more mild spot, almost a 20-degree jump in Madison, Janesville, and in Platteville. So that puts us still close to 50 degrees in Janesville, 47 in Madison, 48 in Platteville right now. So a pretty steady overnight. Those temps won't move around too much looking ahead to early Wednesday morning. But by Wednesday, later in the day, the temps will start to cool down. So plan on high temperatures yet again, mid to upper 40s, a variably cloudy sky, but it becomes cooler in the late afternoon and evening. We'll take a closer look at the rest of your work week and what's ahead for the weekend in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. The Department of Public Instruction says the Madison School District exceeded expectations last year, according to its school district report card. The district's accountability rating was 70.2. The minimum rating needed to exceed expectations is 70. The rating is calculated by looking at four main areas: achievement, growth, target group outcomes, and on track to graduation. Looking at other local districts, Janesville schools had a 56.8 accountability rating. Both Beloit and Lake Holcomb were the lowest scoring districts in the state with a score of 46.9. For a full breakdown of the rankings, just go to channel3000.com.
In the case against Chandler Halderson, he's the man charged in the deaths of his parents in the village of Windsor. A judge today ruled that media will be allowed to live stream the court proceedings. The ruling goes against a motion from the defense asking that the court not allow news outlets to broadcast the trial online. The defense argued widespread coverage of the trial, specifically the court proceedings, might discourage witness testimonies or taint jurors' decision-making process. But today, the judge ruled against that. In early September, the 23-year-old Halderson pleaded not guilty to all 8 charges he faces, including 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 2 counts of mutilating a corpse. Jury selection trial is tentatively being scheduled for January 3rd, with the trial beginning the next day.
New numbers today from the Department of Health Services. They say just under 4,000 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in the past 24 hours. That's the highest daily total in more than 11 months. Health workers say it's a warning that COVID is still spreading rapidly in our communities. Tonight, we're learning about another COVID-19 related death in the Wisconsin law enforcement community. The State Patrol says 42-year-old Master Trooper Dan Stainbrook died yesterday. He was a 20-year veteran of the department who primarily served in Waushara County. According to a post online, it was not made clear whether he was vaccinated. He is the second law enforcement officer to die of COVID this week in Wisconsin. Just yesterday, Officer Daniel Daly of the Beloit Police Department also died.
Pfizer is asking the FDA for emergency use authorization for its experimental antiviral pill to treat COVID-19. In a clinical trial, it showed an 89% reduction in the risk of hospitalization or death in patients with mild to moderate symptoms. The new pill, called Paxlovid, also has to be administered alongside an older antiviral within the first 3 days of COVID symptoms in order for it to be effective. A growing number of states, Arkansas, Colorado, and New Mexico, are now offering COVID booster shots to anyone who wants one. And the country's top doctors say these shots aren't a luxury, but a necessity.
Yeah, but here in Wisconsin, they're still not available for everyone. Christina Laurie explains how soon that could change.
I had my booster within like 3 days of it being approved.
UW Health Dr. Jeff Pothoff got his third shot in September.
Last week, Thursday.
And SSM's Mo Carbot got his this month at a pop-up clinic.
We started mobile events in schools where we offer the pediatric vaccine to children, but we also offer booster doses to teachers and healthcare workers and other people who qualify.
Qualify is the key word. Right now, the State Department of Health Services is following CDC guidelines, recommending boosters for people 65 and older, those living with underlying medical conditions, and people working high-risk jobs. But Mo says that covers more people than you think.
Most adults qualify. Anyone who has hypertension, diabetes, any form of chronic illness, if they are overweight.
Because of that, doctors aren't sure Wisconsin needs to follow suit and open boosters to everyone before the holidays, although they do recommend them for everyone who does qualify, 6 months after their first doses.
I am a little bit bummed out by this most recent trend, trying to fully understand why cases are going up. I think part of it is folks a little bit farther on their vaccinations. I think some of it is colder weather, people going indoors.
Giving your body, mind, and mood a boost before the holidays.
I mean, in general, I am actually pretty optimistic.
Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
Both SSM and UW Health say you shouldn't have any trouble scheduling a vaccine booster appointment or even walking into a pharmacy to get one.
If you would like to set up a time, you can find links to do so on the homepage of our website, channel3000.com. A special career fair today at UW Health. The healthcare provider says it is no exception to the ongoing nationwide workforce shortage. But today's event wasn't specifically for healthcare workers. It focused on hiring for environmental and food service positions. Prospective employees can expect a minimum wage of $15 per hour as well as benefits. UW Health currently has 50 openings for environmental services positions and 35 openings for culinary services positions.
And tomorrow, SSM Health will be hosting a job fair and hiring event of its own. It's being held at SSM Health St. Mary's Hospital in Madison from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Candidates are invited to come for interviews for any open positions. Qualified individuals will receive on-the-spot job offers and be able to begin pre-employment paperwork before leaving the event. Well, can you believe it? It's almost 2022. Where's the time? Well, still to come tonight, the world-famous New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square is officially making a return this year.
Good. Plus, a big showing for the 6th ever Green Bay Packers stock sale. How day one went, coming up next.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your world champion Milwaukee Bucks.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers can get 2.49% financing and $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups.
I became an orthopedic surgeon for a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
To help you take walks again.
To ease your pain.
To rebuild your strength.
And at every step along the way.
We take the time to answer all your questions.
We're here because we care.
We care about you.
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 They care about me.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Beat the stress with the Planet Fitness Black Card and get all the perks for zero enrollment, $22.99 a month, now through November 16th, like access to over 2,000 locations. Bring a guest anytime. Relax with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for zero enrollment and $22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends November 16th.
5 Madison area locations. Stop in today.
I was completely satisfied with Gruber Law Offices.
Ralph needed the legal experience of Gruber Law Offices.
Complete satisfaction. It was one call, that's all, and after that, everything was taken care of.
Having a bad day? These colorful murals will lift your spirits.
Josh Ryder finds out how a local team started creating messages of hope on walls across Madison.
Plus, as Winter Weather Awareness Week continues, we're talking about how to help your home. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Welcome back. New York will welcome crowds back to Times Square to ring in the new year. Thousands of people can once again watch the ball drop in person after the pandemic forced last year's celebration to go virtual. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio says the New Year's Eve party will be a large, wonderful celebration, but there are some restrictions.
All you need to do is have that proof of vaccination and a valid photo ID, and you are in. Join the crowd, join the joy, join a historic moment as New York City provides further evidence to the world that we are 100% back.
Officials say those who can't be vaccinated must wear a mask and show proof of a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours.
Papa John's is getting a makeover. The chain is now dropping the word pizza from its name. The logo also no longer has an apostrophe after John. That could be perceived as a way to put more space between the restaurant chain and its founder and former CEO, John Schnattner, who resigned 3 years ago. You'll also see the new logo inside the stores, along with changes to make it easier to do self-service checkout at pickup counters. Nike is postponing the release of its sneaker collaboration with rapper Travis Scott following the Astroworld concert tragedy. Nike made the announcement on its website, saying the move was a sign of respect for everyone impacted. 10 people died when crowds started surging when Scott started performing.
The Green Bay Packers opened its 6th ever stock sale today and has sold $10 million just within the first 3 hours. The NFL's only community-owned club last offered stock 10 years ago. There are 300,000 shares available at $300 each, which the team promotes not as an investment in the common usage of the term, but instead as a way to join the Packers family and keep improving Lambeau Field.
So when you sit in the bowl, you're having the same experience that fans did when they watched Lombardi's teams play in the 60s. But fans also have an expectation that, there are certain amenities that will be in the stadium.
Fans from all 50 states and Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands will be able to take part in the sale.
The Goodman Community Center is still asking for donations as they prepare to feed more than 4,000 local families this Thanksgiving. The center plans to begin handing out Thanksgiving baskets this weekend, but is still in need of additional groceries. For specifics on what is still needed and where you can drop it off, we have a link on channel3000.com. And starting this weekend, the Dane County Farmers Market will be hosting a trio of holiday events. They will be held at Monona Terrace on November 20th, December 4th, and December 18th. They are open to the public from 7:30 in the morning until noon. Masks will be required for vendors and customers at the November market.
Well, Dana is back with our certified most accurate forecast. Dana, what's going on?
Well, it's funny to hear about all the holiday forecasts right around the corner. The 10-day, of course, now including our Thanksgiving Day forecast. looking ahead to December, still just a little bit off, but not too far away from us at this point. Right now, we're cloudy outside our Doppler track, quiet currently in southern Wisconsin, but we're starting to see some light rainfall just off to the west, and that's going to steadily creep in overnight. As we get closer to midnight, the possibility for a few more showers will start to build into southern Wisconsin. Temperature-wise, tomorrow will be close to 50 degrees yet again, another mild day for this time of year. It is going to be a bit breezy outside, though. Cooler temperatures will come in behind Wednesday, so Thursday and Friday we pull back into the 30s for afternoon highs. A few rain chances expected for us throughout the 10-day, but overall plenty of dry time mixed in. Almost every opportunity for some light showers really gives us a lot of dry hours mixed in there as well. And as far as this next rain chance goes, I do think some folks are going to stay dry as we look ahead to early tomorrow morning. This is kind of a split forecast for us, with these showers really concentrated towards the southeast corner of the state between midnight and early Wednesday morning. For that Wednesday morning commute southeast of Dane County, might still see a few light showers passing through, but northwest still not seeing any rainfall at that point. And I think some areas west and north of Dane County will stay dry overnight and into Wednesday morning. For Wednesday afternoon, variably cloudy skies, so a little more cloud coverage than sunshine. High temperatures likely close to noon in the upper 40s, and then temps will cool down through the evening and overnight. For Thursday morning, we're in the mid to upper 20s, and afternoon high temperatures close to freezing in the mid to low 30s, so a bit cooler outside for Thursday afternoon. Again, rainfall totals highest southeast of Madison, likely not going to see much to the northwest. This is more of a split forecast, and even the areas that will be seeing rainfall, it really doesn't look like much of a washout for us. Not seeing those measurable amounts, just some light showers expected for midnight to early Wednesday. Beyond this, in our 6 to 10 day outlook, a cooler trend expected, pulling a little bit below average once we get through Thanksgiving and towards the back portion of November, the final stretch of November, before we start to talk more about the next holiday season building in. 48 the high for tomorrow. Variably cloudy skies, still breezy outside. We're going to hold on to those higher wind speeds for Thursday. Friday, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 30s, and for Saturday and Sunday, back into the 40s for afternoon highs. Rain chances will develop yet again late Sunday into early Monday, possibly transitioning over to some light snow and flurries early Monday. For next week, we're keeping a close eye on that Wednesday forecast, of course, in front of Thanksgiving Day. On Thursday, it's a big travel day. Right now, it does look like a system is going to bring in some rain and snow showers, so it could be a little messy outside on Wednesday. Not a lot of accumulation, but any bit of moisture on those big travel days can lead to some headaches, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that Wednesday and Thursday morning forecast as we get through the next several days.
New college football rankings are out, and Wisconsin football is on the move once again. We have more on their new ranking coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. Why not let us take that crippling burden off your back? Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Introducing the best deal in mobile. Unlimited on 2 or more lines for just $29.99 a line. All on a nationwide 5G network that provides the best overall experience and reliability. Call 844-677-2999.
Unlimited for $29.99. This offer's going to take off.
We changed the rules when we introduced mobile with no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. And now we're doing it again, making it easier to get unlimited for less with our best deal ever. Get unlimited from Spectrum Mobile for just $29.99.
That's amazing.
It's the best deal in mobile.
Join the millions who've switched and get the best deal in mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included for just $29.99 and save up to 60%. Call 844-677-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a store near you.
This time of year, you can find deals on lots of vehicles. But compared to many, a new Volkswagen SUV costs less to maintain, which can save you money over the next 5 years. Isn't that illuminating? Put your money to better use this holiday at the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. Hurry in during the Volkswagen Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event and lease an all-new 2022 Taos for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
What you see is important to you. How you see is important to us. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see.
A celebration of life, love, laughter, and Fiddler on the Roof.
At Overture Center, November 16th through 21st. Tickets at overture.org.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
The Wisconsin women's hockey team returned to the ice after taking the weekend off, and the days away from the rink were much needed for the Badgers. The nation's top-ranked team has been going nonstop since they dropped the puck on their season, and after 13 wins and a tie, it was nice to kick off the skates and take a break. But now they're well-rested and ready to close out their November schedule on a high note.
That's one good thing about an off weekend. We had the whole weekend off, which is pretty big. So I think a lot of us caught up on sleep and things like that, which sounds kind of minimal, you may say, but it helps a lot.
We play a lot of games during the season and we practice a lot, so just getting a few days off really does rejuvenate you as a group. I think we came back stronger and better this week. The practices are going really well.
Wisconsin football keeps moving on up in this week's college football playoff rankings. The Badgers are up 3 spots, now ranked 15th as they head into their second to last game of the regular season. Other Big Ten programs appearing in this week's CFP rankings are Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, and Iowa. And don't forget to tune into this week's Badger Blueprint. Wisconsin State journalist Jim Polzine and sports director Zach Hanley look at Braylon Allen's big day against Northwestern and what's to come this weekend against Nebraska. That's tomorrow night during News 3 Now at 10. Garrett Groshek is heading to Minnesota. The former Badger running back has been signed to the Vikings practice squad. Groshek spent some time with the Raiders in training camp this season. In his time at UW, he played in 41 games in red and white, where he racked up over 1,000 yards and 7 rushing scores. There's no denying what Green Bay's defense is doing is impressive, recording the team's first shutout since 2018 on Sunday. They have not allowed any points in 6 straight quarters, and of their last 5 opponents, 4 have been held to 14 points or less. A considerable difference from earlier in the season. Right now, the Packers ranked 3rd in total defense, allowing just under 310 yards per game, and ranked 3rd in points allowed, averaging 18 points per game.
It's the collective. The coaches have done a great job preparing our players, and then the guys out on the field have been playing with great energy and great effort. And I think that's usually the mark of a really good defense. And we still got a lot of ball in front of us, though. And so we got to make sure that we continue to keep stacking these great games, and we'll see where we're at the end of the thing.
Border battle week for the Packers. They travel to face the Vikings on Sunday with a noon kickoff. We'll be right back.
Keep your home and family warm and cozy this winter with a new degree of comfort from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
Holiday ready with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. Or with Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And come home in a Ford Bronco Sport. That's how you get holiday ready. Get a Ford F-150 with 0 for 60 and 500 retail bonus cash, plus complimentary maintenance when you sign up for Ford Pass Rewards. See your Ford dealer today.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
What is all this?
We call them options.
Options? Don't make me laugh.
Unbeatable selection without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
Is your home giving you the cold shoulder? Fight back with a new energy-saving furnace from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, the iconic Cherry, part of the Spoon Bridge and Cherry sculpture in Minneapolis, was removed today, but it will only be fruitless for a short time. After more than 3 decades, the Cherry is being hauled to the Big Apple, where it will be repainted and touched up. It is expected to return to the sculpture garden in mid-January.
I'm glad the Cherry's coming back. That would be the pits if it didn't. Now everyone can enjoy the fruits of their labor. Huh?
Wow.
Dana?
You couldn't just let that opportunity slip away.
No,
sure couldn't.
Of course not. I'm waiting for a third.
Great show.
As we look ahead to tomorrow, another mild day, mid to upper 40s for afternoon highs, possibly a little rain early in the day, mainly southeast of Madison. Thursday and Friday, cooler in the 30s. We're looking ahead to some rain chances late Sunday into Monday, and possibly a system towards Thanksgiving on Friday or Thursday.
Thanks, everyone.
Do something good, and we'll see you tomorrow.